What's up, guys? Marty here, and I am. So today, going to be talking about the Thermarest Xtherm Max. Just got it in the mail, so super excited about it. Granted, it's much more of a winter pad, and it's the middle of June, but still very excited about it. Picked it up, gonna tell you guys all about it. Give you some initial impressions and why I got this pad. So let's unbox it real quick, and I'll go over everything that's in the box and written on the box. Alright. So this is everything that comes in the box. Got the sleeping pad itself, obviously the box, stuff sack, not gonna use that, pump sack, I'm going to use this, and I'll tell you guys about that in a little bit. Field repair kit, definitely need that. That's going in the pack. User guide and warranty, don't need that. And instructions to the new Winglock valve. No, we'll figure that out together. So this is everything comes in the box. So again, this is the Thermarest Xtherm. It's in a size large, which is 25 inches by 77. The pad thickness is 2.5. R value is 6.9, which is extremely high. This is the new 2020 version, so it's got this new Winglock valve on it. And yeah, we'll see how that works and what it does. And it also weighs 1 pound and 7 ounces. Pretty much everything that comes in the box and on the box. Let's hop on the floor. I'm going to fill it up real quick, and we'll go from there. Alright, see you guys in a sec. So, got the pad all inflated up. Probably took about 25 full pump sacks just to get it to like a good firmness where my hips weren't touching the ground. Again, I am a stomach sleeper. You know, played around with it laying on the ground for a few minutes, but overall, it's very comfy. I was a little concerned that 2.5 inches of thickness wasn't going to be enough for me. I'm a bigger dude, currently sitting at like 230, 240, so I was afraid that I was just going to touch the ground, but that wasn't an issue. And again, this is the long wide version, so it's plenty big for me at about, 6 feet tall. Took about 25-ish so of these to fill it up. You just pop this off, and this snaps over the new Winglock valve and locks in. Initially though, when I started filling it up, I was holding this like up in the air and rolling it down like into my stomach or onto my leg, and this kept popping off, which was annoying. But once I figured out to just press it against the ground, that worked a lot better and didn't pop off after that. So enough about this. It's plenty big. Gonna just, use it to store my clothes. But in terms of the new pad, the build quality of the pad is excellent. I mean, Thermarest in general is very well known for their build quality, except for maybe the ultralight, but I think they fixed a lot of those issues. In terms of the Xtherm, it's a more durable material. Inside there's 3 layers of like mylar space blanket material, and that's how you get that high R value, reflects all your body heat back into you and reflects all the coldness back into the ground. But the biggest chief complaint is like that crinkly noise. You get that potato chip bag sound, which everybody complains about, and the only way I've heard to combat that is just by using it. Over time, all those crinkles kind of form and stay in there, and then it gets less noisy over time. We'll see how that is when I spend my first night in it and how bothersome it is. The new Winglock valve is decently simple, not gonna lie. It took just a second to figure it out, but here I'll show you guys. So you got kind of a valve that's similar to the old one. I think that was on purpose, but now you got these orange fins that control the one-way valve. So when it's tightened clockwise, that means it's locked and air can only go in. When you rotate it 180 degrees counterclockwise, that opens it up and that means air will come out. So to put air in, you do like a half turn with the nozzle and then another like click, and then it locks open, and you can either blow air into it or use the pump sack. And then to let air out, you flip that orange valve and then you loosen up the nozzle, and as you can see, air starts pouring out of it. And then to adjust the pad, I think the easiest way that I found, and it might be in the instructions, I don't know, is to just crack this release valve and then open up the valve and then control it that way. But yeah, we'll see which way works best. Another way might be, you know, just open it up just a little bit and then throttle it with the nozzle itself. But yeah, overall not so bad. You do have two different color sides. The bottom is dark, top is light. So just so you guys are aware, there's also writing right here that also tells you that's the top. But yeah, I mean, it's a sleeping pad. Not much more to it. We'll see how it does, you know, when I get to spend my first night in it. So in terms of price, this is not a cheap sleeping pad. Sticker price for this is $255, which is not something to scoff at. But I got a pretty good killer deal being a Cascade Design Pro member, and then they had an additional 10% off. So I ended up saving about $90 off this pad, which I was very happy about, because saving money when you can is super important. But yeah, that's pretty much all the basic info. Again, this is a size large, 25 inches wide, 77 inches long, 2.5 inches thick. R value of 6.9. Weight is 1 pound 7 ounces, and sticker price is $255. So good first impressions. Like I said, Thermarest is known for their build quality. And now I'm going to talk about why I chose this pad. So the reason I chose this pad is, I'm not sure if you guys saw my Manistee River Trail trip video, particularly day 2. When I woke up that morning, that was a rough night. I froze. First off, that was the first night in a very long time that I froze like that, and definitely the first night I froze in the axle air. Temps got down to low 30s, which is what the my axle air is rated for. They recently switched to an R value system. But anyway, I froze. I pretty much got woken up every hour, shivering, had to do exercises inside my sleeping bag, you know, the whole nine. Wasn't super fun. I'll also never forget it, so, you know, there is that. So decided to get something, well, pretty much on the other end of the extreme, and did that for a couple reasons. So I was primarily between the X-Lite and the Xtherm, which the X-Lite is an R value of 4.8, and this is an R value of 6.9. The updated version is 6.9. Technically, the old version is as well. The only difference is that they changed the testing methods, which increased the R value for this pad. So in terms of the old Xtherm and the new one with the Winglock valve, they're really the same, and the R value is the same, for those of you who are wondering. But I really wanted something that, if I ended up in the mountains, you know, or in the desert, you know, I do want to do that stuff. I wanted something that would for sure keep me warm. I'm pretty limited in the sleeping bags that I can use, and yes, I said sleeping bags. I do not use a quilt. I'm a stomach sleeper, and I actually use the hood to keep my arms warm. But me being very broad in the shoulders, I think with my arms at my sides, it's like 67-ish inches, you know, circumference around me at the widest, and most sleeping bags are not made for people, you know, that wide, especially up there. So I pretty much got the lightest sleeping bag that I could find while still being safe, and that's the Big Agnes Anvil Horn 30, which still comes in at like 2 pounds and 5 ounces or something like that, and, you know, fits me without, you know, constricting me. So anyway, so the sleeping bag was fine, but again, froze through the pad, and so this, you know, pretty much being over double the R value of the XLR, I'm sure this will keep me a lot warmer. My theory that I'm also thinking of is when they test the R value or the temperature rating for sleeping bags, they use a sleeping pad that has an R value of 4.8. And so my theory is that if I use a warmer pad, it'll also increase the temperature of my sleeping bag, you know, which I'm hoping it'll bring it down to about 20-25 degrees. I'm also a very hot sleeper, so I think if this is reflecting heat back into me, then that'll also keep me nice and warm and toasty. Because I particularly like, you know, hiking during the winter, and then especially early spring and very late fall. Those are probably my favorite seasons to hike. So having something that'll do a lot better in the cold is a lot better for me. So the reason I chose the Xtherm Max is because of the square shape. The way my sleeping bag attaches to the sleeping pad, it basically just like slips over the ends. But you need that square shape to, like, I don't know, hold it on there. When I finally do a review of my sleeping bag, I'll show you guys what I mean. But it really just slips on the end, and then the corners are like cut out. And then so then these corners poke through, and then that's how it secures onto here. And so I wasn't sure how a mummy shape would do with that. Plus, you know, again, with my arms being splayed out underneath my face, I kind of like all the wideness up here, and I don't know, I've never been a big fan of mummy shapes. So, and it was only like 3 ounces difference between the mummy and the square shape. So I figured that's not going to kill me. So all in all, good first impressions. Very excited to use it. I know a lot of people say that they use this year round. I know a lot of people that also say they only use it during like the dead of winter because they get so warm in it. I'm really excited to test that out. However, it being the middle of June, not going to get snow or the dead of winter for, you know, 6 months. But still, very excited to try it out. Hopefully you get to try it out here very soon. Let you guys know how it does, like when it's warmer. And, you know, if I won't be sweating my butt off. But yeah, if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.